Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. Great chance for an eagle with this tailwind angle on this par 4. 4.5 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the right with a tighten. Can be played with low level extra mile as well. Here I set up at the top of +8. I would recommend you just set up a couple of yards higher. I would go top of +10 just to make sure you are near a min club with the thorn. So 4.5 top, 2 right, extra mile 8 I would set up at +10. Extra mile 6, 7 at +12. Adjust max +20. And the reason I would suggest setting up a bit higher is because sometimes you can get a dead bounce, which will cost you about 8 or 10 yards. So I'm going to show you a drive here. This does have the dead bounce, but the second shot is from a drive with a bit more yardage. So 349 on that one. We want to be in the 350s. This second shot is taken from a drive with 355 yards. Count up rings from min until you get the blue ring touching the bottom of the fringe where it meets the fairway. Then we are going to add between 3 and 5 bars of backspin, get the ball guide going to the pin. So look at the position of the blue ring, count up your rings from min. Here I pushed up 7 rings from min, so I place 7% slider, -10 elevation. Further information on rings from min and the slider on the BK Academy tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. So rings from min, 1% slider per ring, and then we're going to play -10 elevation. Perfect ball, excellent chance for an eagle on this par 4. Not an easy par 3, this one. We're going to need a fair amount of backspin, so if you've got a lower level sniper you may struggle. Going with a navigator here, as this was from pro, but in expert I would recommend you go with a kingmaker. We're playing with 5 backspin and 1 right spin, and you can see the tip of that ball guide, a couple of green squares before the pin and also slightly to the left, because the wind is going to push us on as well. If you have headwind angle, you will need less backspin and you would need to offset that ball guide to be above the pin slightly as well. Max +20 in this wind angle here. If you don't have much backspin on your sniper, you can play it with the Guardian if you just want to hold nicely onto the green. Tricky hole to drop though, but there is a hole in one on this par 3. Here on this par 5 we're going to play with the rock, 4 bars of topspin. And we're going to aim at the tip of the fairway up ahead on the left, top of +4 with the rock level 8, top of +3 with the rock level 9, and then we're going to adjust max +10 power 3 settings. This is a safe eagle play. Obviously the albatross is on, but you need to be much more aggressive on the second shot, and I would consider you would have to really play with a luminary to be within a good chance, because there will be a little bit more headwind angle on the angle towards the pin. Perfect ball away, and we just want to get towards the end of the fairway without risking the rough, which we do here. Minor greats should still be fine. 330 yards is decent. Second shot, you will need your cataclysm or big dog, and we're going to go with 5.5 top spin, 2 left spin to begin with. Find the position here with the ball guide just clipping the rough, aiming as shown away from the pin. You can count the green square rows or columns if you want a better reference. Then I respin, keep the top spin and change to half a bar of left spin rather than 2. It will look like you're going to miss really to the left, but the wind is going to push us in nicely and you will clip the rough and roll out onto the green, all being well, providing you of course set the shot up correctly and hit perfect. For a +2 landing position, going to play 75% slider, 5% elevation, it's 2.5% per yard. If your landing position is +4, from a shorter drive you play 80% and so on. Try and hit perfect here. Great left might cause you some issues with the bunker, so bear that in mind. Perfect ball away though. The top spin will grab very nicely and the wind will push us towards the rough, into the rough, and rolling out on the green, safely on the green for an eagle putt on this long par 5. Tricky par 4 here with the approach. We're going to play with the rock or the quarterback on the drive for the ball guide and also the accuracy. Now I'm looking at ring references here, clear ring touching the rough on the right, and I'm playing with a few bars of top spin and 1 bar of right spin. Have that ball guide going down that channel of fairway on the right hand side. I play this route in every single wind angle here, and we're going to need the sniper for the approach. Adjustment here is going to be maximum distance with no elevation. This one is a flat shot, no downhill at all, so max plus 0, and we're going to centre the ball and hit perfect. Like I said, if you don't have the rock, you could play with the quarterback as well. It just gives you some accuracy as we're playing into a narrow patch of fairway. Rolling up onto this little hill, and it's going to leave us a sniper. Now the sniper is tough here. You've got to try and find a consistent landing position. I'm checking my club distance here, and then I'm trying to find a good spot on the fairway to land. Unfortunately, it is fairly bumpy, but you're going to have to play with between 3 and 4 bars of backspin here, a little bit of left spin. You can see there is a tiny sticky spot there. You might need to adapt the spins a little bit. I want the ball guide short of hole because we've got tailwind. Now, as an example here for a general play, I'd play this mid-distance 5% elevation. You could investigate the rough bump here, but from experience I think it's a little bit glitchy, so it's all about trying to find a decent spot on the fairway. Mid plus 5, this one did need a little bit of a tweak, unfortunately. This is a tricky shot to drop for the eagle though, but gives you a general idea of how you might want to approach the routes on this hole. Now, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. Details on the screen now. As part of your perks on certain days for the Quick Nines, there will be some Patreon exclusive Master General playthroughs for those holes used. So make sure you check us out there. Now, in this wind angle on this par 3, we have predominantly tailwind with a little bit of crosswind. I would go with the Navigator and the Guardian. As long as your Guardian has 100% backspin, you're going to be fine. So max backspin, 1 right spin. Now we need to set up, and it's all about the second bounce because you'll have different ring sizes on the Guardian. Here I did move over to the right there, but I do miss this one just to the right. So just before I shunt it over, you'll see the second bounce on the cutoff between the 2 green square columns. That is what I would go with, and I would also set up half a ring or half a square further on the green, so I want to catch more of the slope, and you'll see why in a minute. The adjustment is mid plus 20, Navigator only, and look at this, we're just a little bit lacking in pace and we just missed to the right, so just need to tweak the second bounce position there, and it's a brilliant chance for a hole in one. Now, very tricky par 5. Here we are going to play down the right hand side, and we are going to have here the extra mile and then the big dog or the cataclysm, depending which gives you the better stats. 2.5 top spin, 2 bars of left spin, playing with a Titan because we're in pro here. Expert, obviously I would go to a Kingmaker. Now you can see I'm aiming in the rough here, but all will become clear once I explain the shot. Max plus 10 is the adjustment here, so I'm making my adjustment. Then what I'm going to do is go full overpower. It's going to be a slow needle because we're not at max distance of our club, and we're playing with 3/4 ball curl to the left. Full overpower, hit perfect, and you're going to see this takes us well past the rough, although you can't really see on the camera angle, but it does work, and along the fairway towards the top left corner. Drive distance, you want to be around 380. Now with the big dog, here we are going to have to stretch out a little bit because of the wind angle. Obviously, if you've got tailwind or you're nearer the rough on the fairway from your drive, you may not have to do that. Or indeed, if you're playing with a power 5 ball. But I'm stretching out, having that first bounce on the fringe. And I'm playing this one no spin. The idea is just to get safely on the green. Now, I looked at how many rings I was stretching out there. I'm adjusting max plus 10. It takes me into overpower, and I'm adding the rings on that I was stretching out. So in the end, about 3 rings of overpower. Obviously in tailwind, if you need to stretch out, you don't need to play with overpower. You can just push up those remaining rings instead. But I'm really just looking to secure the eagle, make sure that first bounce clears the rough, And then you are on the green nicely for an eagle putt. We're going to use the rock and the grizzly. We are going to set up with a kingmaker, and we're going to have the blue ring touching the rough on the left at the top of +12 with the rock level 8, top of +11 with the rock level 9. 4 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left. The ball guide will look like that once you've added spin and are in the correct position, of course. The adjustment, max +5, power 3 settings. Max +5, power 3. And once we've done that, time to take our shot. No overpower, no curl. Of course, minor greats will be safe with the rock. Nice accurate club to use off the tee for this par 4 in this nice wind angle as well, bouncing very comfortably over the rough into the sunny part of the fairway. Drive distance is going to be around 350 yards. Second shot, make a back fringe check. Bullseye over the fringe where it meets the green, in line with the pin. +4 there with the grizzly 9 will be +7 with the grizzly 7 or 8. Then I'm adding half a bar of top spin, setting up with the red ring touching the rough line and the ball guide just going to the back of the cup. For that back fringe check of +4 with grizzly 9, we're going to play this one 40% slider, 5% elevation, and we're using grizzly 9 numbers regardless. If you've got a lower level grizzly, still you need to stick with grizzly 9 numbers. Making our adjustment, and all that is needed to do now is, of course, centre the ball nicely and hit perfect, landing into the rocky part there and dropping this one right at pin for the eagle. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. On this par 3 we're playing an NMT shot, so no move target, so just add your spin first, and that is going to be 3 back spin and 1.5 left spin. And then it's time to adjust our rings, so no need to touch your target until you go to adjust your rings. Min +20, power 3 numbers, of course. As always with these par 3s, nice to keep the wind below 8 miles per hour if you can. And making our adjustment there, and subject to any wind angle tweaks that you might need, then a perfect ball is going to have a very good chance at dropping, bouncing nicely on the fairway, second bounce onto the green, and we're rolling beautifully in for a hole in 1. We have crosswind with a little bit of tailwind, but not much at all. 6 top spin here is all I'm going to use. No side spin. Max distance with a power 3 ball. You can play this with 4.5 top spin, and I will give you recommendations of what to change shortly. Adjust here, max +10. I don't push up to max because I want a slightly slower needle if we do have more tailwind. 3 rings of overpower if you have 6 top spin. If you only have 4.5 top spin, I would add more overpower. Probably go with 4.5 rings, maybe 5 rings of overpower to compensate for having less top spin. You will have a minor great left and minor great right on this one because the fairway is nice and wide, but we want to clear the tree shadow. Anything over anything over 400 yards is going to be absolutely fine. If you want to play aggressively, second shot you can go with a rough bump here, in which case I would use a kingmaker, but I'm going to try a bounce up shot instead. I'm setting up at plus yardage here, applying spin to get the ball guide to the hole. It's going to be between 4.5 and 5 backspin and a little bit of right spin. In the video here I play true club distance plus 10, so that is therefore 72% slider plus 10. However, this is under adjusted, so my suggestion based on this shot would be to play true club distance plus 20. True club distance plus 20. So work out where you are in between min and max, or you can use plus yards as well. Plus 12 will be max, plus 8, 90%, plus 4, 80%, but go with 20% elevation and not 10 as I did in the video. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.